One more thing I really want to talk about before we get to the very last exercise. What I would like to talk about is the idea of reflect. Because you see here, we have all of these status indicators. So by default, Q-SYS components have status blocks, and those status blocks are automatically reporting their status, all their information up into Reflect. You've seen Reflect. Nate used it a little bit earlier in the class to be able to look at our UCI variables. One of the other things that is visible on those dashboards are the status of the system. And as I said, native Q-SYS components come already reporting up into Reflect. It's great. But Jeff, what about, I can see on the Kolarczyk TV controls, they have these status outputs. Indeed, they do. It is also possible for you to write your own custom status component, your own status control, and output it. But what if I want to get it into Reflect? We can do that as well. If you come over into your inventory and come to Control, you can add what's called a monitoring proxy. We're going to add one for now, just for illustration purposes. We grab it and drag it out. If we then wire it in to our first Kolarczyk TV control, then we can double click on our monitoring proxy. And when we are online, we can fill in this information. Once we do that, then that same status information will get fed up into Reflect according to all of the device properties and stuff that we populate. That's really cool. Now, same thing can be done with many of our plugins. In fact, this particular plugin comes with a status pin, just like the Kolarczyk TV controller did. And we could do the same thing. We could wire a monitoring proxy into it as well. However, many of our plugins, and this one also in particular, is also a managed plugin. It already has all of the code built into it for it to also report naturally into Reflect all by itself. All you need to do is activate yes. And it was really quick, but one of the things that happened was that control pin got taken away. The other thing that happened is that our plugin now shows up in our inventory as if it were a native Q-SYS component all by itself as well. It's now also automatically updating all of its information to Reflect. And with that, we'll see you in the next episode.